Overall, I really like this episode. I think it's very good and funny and very enjoyable. It's one of the best episodes where Finn and Lil are the main characters. I remember growing up and watching this episode. I would watch it with my sister when I was a teenager, and we always liked the characters of Finn and Lil. We found them to be very funny, so I did really enjoy this episode. Unfortunately, we don't get a lot of episodes focusing on Phil and Lil as the main characters. We more get episodes focusing on Tommy, Chucky, and Angelica. I guess because they are considered to be the main babies. So we don't get a lot of episodes focusing on Finn and Lil. There have only been a handful, but this is one of the better ones. I would say that this is one of my favourite Finn and Lil episodes because I find it really funny and I think the storyline is really interesting. You get to think about things and see things from the twins' point of view and Angelica's point of view, and I think that makes it interesting. Angelica was a bit naughty in this episode, but she wasn't as bad as she usually is, and I found the episode to be enjoyable. I guess if you have a sibling, this episode can be quite relatable because siblings, especially those around the same age, have to share everything. And if you have a third party coming in, then maybe you wouldn't be used to sharing with others apart from your sibling. If you're growing up in the same house as that sibling, you wouldn't be used to sharing with a third party. It definitely wasn't right of them to leave Angelica out, and it wasn't very nice. But seeing as it was just the two of them, and they don't have a third sibling living with them, I guess you can understand why they would do that. You can, however, see Angelica's side of things too, and it's definitely not right to be excluded. When I was a child, I got excluded by certain people, and it didn't feel right, so it's definitely not nice to exclude people. I guess this episode really shows this, and it is a fun episode to watch. What Angelica did was wrong too, because two wrongs don't make a right, but she did get karma in the end. because when she heard the mums talking, and Charlotte said that her favourite was always going to be Angora, Angelica got wondering and thinking, oh, who's Angora? Possibly assuming that Charlotte had another child and she favoured her over Angelica. What they were actually doing was, what they were actually doing was talking about the materials that their jumpers were made out of. But being a young child, Angelica didn't know this, and she jumped to conclusions, thinking that Charlotte had another child, and that she favoured her over Angelica. And Angelica was like, who's Angora? So she did get her comeuppance in the end. Okay, so overall, I really like this episode. I think it's very good and funny, very entertaining, and overall, I would rate it 10 out of 10. So I highly recommend you watch this episode if you haven't yet. So that's my video and my review. That is my review on the episode The Perfect Couple or The Perfect Pair, whatever it's called. But I hope that you enjoyed it. So please post sweet comments, like and subscribe. Do not dislike or post any mean comments because that's not very nice at all. And if you can't say anything nice, then don't say anything at all. Goodbye, have a great day, and I will see you next time. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you next time. Goodbye, have a fantastic day. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.